Hello to all of you watching Rwanda Television. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this edition of the news in English. My name is Sarah Shinhoria. Let us begin with the headlines. Rwanda's ambassador and permanent representative to the UN has delivered the country's statement at the General Assembly debate on the international residual mechanism for criminal tribunals. Rwanda's Prime Minister has held a meeting with France's ambassador to the country. And on the international scene, police in Uganda have revised the death toll from 63 to 46 after a massive road accident. Now straight to the details. Rwanda's ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations has told the UN Security Council that Rwanda is ready to take responsibility once the mechanism established to complete the work of the UN tribunals has concluded its mandate. The ambassador emphasized that the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda and the mechanism that succeeded it have been a cornerstone in the joint effort to pursue those who planned and executed the genocide against the Tutsi, as well as other serious crimes that violate human rights. However, he noted that significant challenges still remain.
At the same time, we must speak candidly about the remaining gaps, the persistent challenges to the cooperation and the imperative of to safeguard the legacy we have built. This debate comes at a critical moment as the Security Council considers the future of the mechanism and how its residual functions will be managed. It is therefore timely to reflect on the achievements, ongoing challenges, and Rwanda's readiness to assume responsibilities once the mechanism completes its mandate.
Ambassador Martin Ngoga also presented Rwanda's position regarding the Rwandans who were transferred to Niger after completing their sentences or being acquitted.
Mr. President, nearly 3 decades after the genocide, many indicted individuals remain at large. Over 1,400 indictments have been transmitted by Rwanda to various states requesting arrest and prosecution. Rwanda has repeatedly drawn attention to a pattern of insufficient cooperation by some states, whether through failure to arrest, to extradite, or to prosecute those indicted. In some cases, justice is delayed for years. In others, states have been reluctant to act despite formal requests. Rwanda wishes to address the situation of the 6 individuals acquitted or released and relocated to Niger, as referenced in the report. These individuals are free men, and Rwanda has repeatedly expressed its readiness to receive them.
Now, as we noted in the headlines, on Wednesday afternoon, Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva received Her Excellency Aurélie Royer-Guna, Ambassador of France, to Rwanda. Their discussions focused on strengthening bilateral relations and exploring new avenues of cooperation between the two countries. Now on to peacekeeping matters, and Rwandan peacekeepers comprising of RwandaTV and the Rwandan Aviation Unit serving under the United Nations mission in South Sudan were on Wednesday awarded UN medals in recognition of their exemplary service in peacekeeping operations. The medal parade took place at the RwandaTV base camp in Durupi, Central Equatoria State. Presiding over the ceremony, the UNAMIS Force Commander, Lieutenant General Mohan Subramanian, commended the Rwandan peacekeepers for their outstanding professionalism and dedication. He noted that Rwanda is among the top 5 troop-contributing countries to UN peacekeeping missions globally. The general praised both RwandaTV and RAU 13 for their discipline, unwavering commitment, and the significant contribution to the maintenance of peace and stability in South Sudan. Colonel Leodomir Wizeyimana, RwandaTV contingent commander and senior national representative, expressed his gratitude to the UNAMIS leadership for their ongoing support and recognition. He reaffirmed the battalion's commitment to upholding Rwanda's esteemed reputation in international peacekeeping and to fulfilling the mission's mandate to protect civilians and promote peace. Colonel Wizeyimana also highlighted the importance of cooperation with other contingents, local communities, and all stakeholders, acknowledging their role in the successful operations. He reiterated the contingent's dedication to fostering peace and serving Rwanda's proud legacy in peacekeeping efforts. The ceremony was attended by senior UNAMIS officials from various sectors and members of the Rwandan community residing in South Sudan. The event featured a vibrant parade and a martial arts demonstration by Rwandan peacekeepers showcasing their discipline and cultural heritage. Now, on the second day of the Mobile World Congress, discussions highlighted the crucial role of financial technology in empowering citizens and improving access to financial services in more convenient and inclusive ways. Adam Skrizera with the details.
Positioning financial technology at the forefront as a tool for unlocking opportunities accessible to everyone was among the key topics discussed on the second day of this global conference on mobile technology. Experts in technology and finance noted that some critical elements are often overlooked, yet they are essential for expanding the use of digital financial services in an inclusive manner. They emphasized that achieving this goal requires collaboration among all relevant stakeholders.
I would, obviously inclusiveness is the common theme. You kind of stole my thunder, but I would say that the future that we want to create lies in collaboration. There is enough for everyone to grow together, and we want inclusive growth, and we want collaboration with all the stakeholders because the blueprint is actually quite clear in terms of success.
And I'll just use what the Axiom Group tagline is: let's grow together. All of us, it's a team effort to achieve financial inclusion, so let's grow together.
The Chief Executive Officer of RSwitch, Blaise Pascal Gassavira, stated that achieving effective implementation of the financial technology fintech strategies requires adequate infrastructure that facilitates investment and promotes collective benefits.
Perhaps that now, by leveraging the technology, it's not about who owns the customer, it's more about who serves better the customer and manage to leverage all the shared infrastructure available.
While officially opening the conference on Tuesday, President Paul Kagame emphasized the role of technology in unlocking opportunities for individuals traditionally excluded from communities.
What began as a solution for those excluded from formal banking has grown into a global model of financial inclusion. It has empowered small businesses and women entrepreneurs while linking rural communities to the broader economy. This initiative proves that innovation does not belong to one part of the world alone. It can emerge anywhere, from anyone, given the chance.
According to the FinScope 2024 report, cornerstone of financial inclusion in Rwanda, with 85.3% of the adult population, whereas mobile money continues to revolutionize financial access across the country, with 79.5% of adults now having access to mobile money services and 69.9% being active users of mobile money. Adam Skrizera, RTV News.
The two-day Land Forces Commanders Symposium, which had been taking place here in Kigali, was concluded on Wednesday. Participants visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial at Gisozi to gain a deeper understanding of Rwanda's history and its path to recovery. The Chief of Army Staff of Nigeria, Major General Osman Yusuf, noted that the conference was very useful as it provided valuable insights that will help them improve their responsibilities, especially in the use of technology in security operations.
The most important lesson for this conference is how nations should use bilateralism as a means to solve problems, while multilateralism comes in later to solve the bigger problem on the African continent. And the discussions largely has been centered on the speed of deployment of forces by using bilateralism to solve issues, while the other nations have a consensus on what to do.
The Chief of the Army Staff of Senegal, Brigadier General Simon Dour, described the genocide against the Tutsi as an act of extreme cruelty and urged the world to learn from their history to ensure it never happens again anywhere.
First, internally, how the mentality of the people, ordinary people, was changed to become violent against your brother, your neighbor. The man or the lady we are sharing everything in your life. So suddenly, your mind was changed and you become violent. Trying to go to until to kill him, and to kill him very sad, very hard, and very sad manner. So that the first in the internal domain. That's why what I have in my opinion, how the mentality was changed to come to this. Coming to international responsibility, the fail of the international community, really.
Our apologies for the poor quality of those images. Now, Rwanda's Minister of Defense, Juvenal Marizamunda, called on the army chiefs who attended the conference to implement the resolutions made and to further integrate technology into military operations.
These discussions remind us that we operate in an increasingly complex and unpredictable environment, one where conflicts are asymmetric, threats are transnational, and crises demand decisive action. In such times, the vital role of land forces cannot be overstated. Land forces remain the first responders in a crisis, the stabilizing force during turmoil, and the foundation upon which peace is rebuilt. I commend the Land Force commanders and all delegates for the constructive and highly engaging discussions that have defined this symposium. You have demonstrated that collaboration, openness, and sharing experiences are powerful tools in strengthening collective security. The symposium has highlighted the imperative of leveraging new technologies, particularly in drone warfare and digital domains, reaffirmed the need to deepen civil-military cooperation, underscored the complementarity of bilateral and multilateral mechanisms to restore peace and security, and the critical importance of interoperability and jointness in the conduct of operations.
Now, this was the second edition of the conference to take place following the previous one held in France last year. It was attended by army chiefs from 28 countries. Now, the Ministry of Justice says that although Rwanda has established a criminal policy and laws that define how crimes are prosecuted, the priority should be prevention, which is possible. The ministry notes that about 70% of cases tried in Rwandan courts involve crimes committed mostly by young people, which could be prevented through collaboration and mindset change. During discussions held on Wednesday that brought together various institutions involved in crime prevention in Rwanda, participants focused on improving existing mechanisms and strategies for preventing crime in the country. There are about 10 types of crimes that appear most frequent in court cases here in Rwanda, with theft topping the list.
Most prevalent crimes that we find in courts, as they say it, they're mainly petty offences, but these petty offences that are mainly in the category of battery, assault, petty theft. So those are the main crimes that you find that have a big range in the crimes that we have. But of course, the use of illicit drugs is also coming up. It's also definitely rape, defilement, also coming up, and murder sometimes. But the petty offenses, especially assault, petty theft, and all that, takes a bigger range of percentage that of the cases that are filed in the courts in the criminal matters.
Harrison Mutabazi, the judicial spokesperson, speaking to us there. Now, among Rwanda's key measures to prevent crime in this collaboration between the police and the community, otherwise known as community policing, the head of the United Nations Development Program here in Rwanda, Ms. Fatoumata Sesay, said that when such measures are combined with others like those Rwanda has taken, they give hope that the country will continue to reduce and prevent crimes that hinder development.
Against crime is everybody's fight. It's not just for the police, it's not just for government institutions, it's for each and every one of us. We are each other's keeper, we are each other's neighbor. We should be able to alert when there's a need for the police to be on force. So I think crime prevention in Rwanda has a possibility to work a lot better, given the fact that there are also other community measures, community initiatives that bring people together. Umuganda is an example, wherein we get to know our neighbors, we meet together, we clean our neighborhood, and when there are challenges, we are able to know them in advance. So I see definitely that this strategy that has been shared today has the potential to really reduce the number of crimes. In addition to another example that I use on how drones are being used, technology is now being included in the measures for monitoring crime rates, for also monitoring the different types of crimes, so that in advance the relevant institutions know exactly which measures to adopt to ensure that crime is really prevented before it happens.
Now, reforms aimed at strengthening crime prevention in Rwanda began in 2004. Since then, reports and statistics have shown a steady decline in crime rates, although new forms of crime have emerged, mainly linked to technological advancement. Continuing to address and prevent such crimes is a government responsibility that starts with citizens, as emphasized by the Minister of Justice, who is also the country's Attorney General, Dr. Emmanuel Ugirashebusha.
This is an opportunity to come and sit together as all stakeholders, citizens, and everyone else, to sit together and look at what are the strategies that we should have in place in order to deal with crimes. And as you already know, there are certain crimes which are not very complex in nature in their commission, such as theft, assault and battery. But there are certain crimes which are extremely complex in dealing with them, such as cyber crimes, organized crimes, which do require a concerted effort by different stakeholders, including international cooperation, in order to deal with them. So this strategy tries to look at how crimes are committed using the evidence that we already have in the integrated electronic case management system, and then coming up with strategies to deal with these crimes. So this is why we are meeting and reviewing what is done everywhere and ensuring that we have one strategy towards crime prevention. This is actually a quote from the President. He has emphasized time and time again that the main duty of the state is to provide security and justice, and as well as many other aspects, but these are the two core elements that the government should provide. And the reason why each and every citizen should take for granted security and justice is that these are the basics for any society to develop. So the President has actually tasked all of us to ensure that security and justice should be taken for granted by each and every citizen who lives in Rwanda.
Now, statistics show that about 70% of cases tried in Rwandan courts are minor offenses committed mostly by young people, as noted earlier, while figures from the ENACT report on organized crime place Rwanda second among African countries with the lowest levels of such crimes and fifth among those with the strongest strategies to combat them. Now, representatives from the health sector and the United Nations agencies in Rwanda have expressed confidence that the goal of reducing stunting to below 15% by 2029 will be achieved thanks to the integrated programs currently being implemented. This was highlighted during discussions between leaders of such institutions on a 5-year project aimed at reducing stunting in the northern and western provinces. We have the details with Enola Gladys Benimana.
From April to November this year, Tinia and Kauga health centers in Kigali City have been piloting an integrated approach to caring for pregnant women, children and mothers with infants aimed at helping reduce child stunting. These health centers have been assigned 4 additional staff members to support the existing teams in screening and monitoring pregnant women, children and new mothers, while also providing them with nutritious food supplements. The managers of the health centers confirm that this new approach has already brought about positive changes. This pilot project will be followed by a 5-year large-scale program running from 2026 to 2030 to be implemented in the northern and western provinces. It is part of the national effort to help the country achieve its goal of reducing stunting to 15% by 2029, down from the current 30%. Dr. Edgar Kalimba, the project director of Healthy Start, expressed confidence in the project's success due to its unique and comprehensive approach.
We've done the pilot at 2 sites in Kabuga and Chinyinya, where we've been able to pilot feasibility to see can it actually be done within our health centers. And we have a very good experience. It's been a lot of learning and readjusting, and that's why we have this 2-day meeting to review all of this and hopefully be ready to roll out successfully in the west and in the north, the 2 provinces that are mostly affected, as part of phase 1 beginning early 2026.
The project will be complemented by another research initiative on maternal death over a 2-year period aimed at identifying and preventing their causes. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Mohamed Semakula, stated that this project, along with another research program that tracks mothers over a 16-month period from conception to childbirth, will help the country achieve its goal of reducing child stunting as well as maternal and child mortality rates.
Where now we are going to follow that pregnant woman for almost 16 months since the conception, and then we see which interventions we offer. Interventions, mainly those are standard interventions that we are having. We give them multinutrients, the iron, we do the ultrasound and so on regular and timely. And then we see if those interventions can make change. And once we have enough evidence, then we also implement the same intervention across all the health facilities here in Rwanda.
The representative of the World Health Organization, Professor Per Ashon, stated that Rwanda is a country that does not shy away from tackling major challenges.
Rwanda is seen as a, how would I say, an active pioneer. Rwanda tries to take big challenges like this one and then puts a lot of effort in it, which to organizations like WHO is very nice, because then we can learn from those who take big challenges, put a lot of efforts, like in this case when the government is really doing, from our point of view, an exceptionally good work.
This 2-day event to present the planned programs to combat stunting will be followed by meetings bringing together representatives from various health institutions in the country, international organizations operating in Rwanda, UN agencies, and other stakeholders who will also be briefed on these programs.
The Transforming the Eastern the Eastern Province through Adaptation Project TREPA, which aims to restore 60,000 hectares of degraded land into productive, climate-resilient ecosystems, reports that it has so far reached over 250,000 beneficiaries, restored thousands of hectares of farmland, and strengthened local institutions to enhance climate adaptation planning. William Evans Mutabazi with more.
Transforming Eastern Province through Adaptation Project, known as TREPA, is a 6-year initiative running from 2022 to 2027 with a budget of $40 million. The project, aims to restore 60,000 hectares of degraded land across Rwanda's eastern province, reviving ecosystems that have long suffered from drought and environmental degradation. Over 500,000 residents are expected to benefit from these restoration efforts. Many say the project has renewed their hope for better life in a region that has historically faced recurring droughts.
The trees given to us by Trepa are now flowering. Our honey harvest also doubled compared to our previous harvest because bees get enough nectar from the many flowering trees.
From the time Trepa project came, we learned to mix trees and pasture. This helps us increase our milk production because our livestock feed on a variety of different types of pasture. In partnership with the government of Rwanda and various non-government organizations, Trepa is bringing biodiversity and transforming the province's landscape. According to the project's coordinator, Olivier Habimana, the initiative is not only conserving nature, but also reshaping livelihoods through sustainable land management.
As we speak now, we've reached almost 80% of our targets. After this rainy season, we're going to get to 100%, and we are left with 2 years, which means that we have 2 years to perfect what we've been doing, but also to bypass the targets. That is one. The second is that now using the market systems, using the access to market, using the saving groups, using the products, the financial products developed by microfinance institutions, they are able now to invest more into farmers. So new farmers or even more farmers will be able to get finances to invest in their farmlands and access good markets, which is a kind of additional incentive for the population that was not even before targeted by the project to reach more targets. So I'm very happy of what the consortium has been doing, and we are looking forward to create a replicable climate resilient solution that can be even replicated in other provinces of the country.
As of now, the Trepa project has restored 43,777 hectares, which is 73% of degraded landscape, of which agroforestry accounts for 83%. William Evans, RTV News.
Journey has a beginning. From nature comes refreshing fruity goodness that keeps you going every day. With every pack complementing life's best moments. Not one, not two, but 5 different fruity flavors. And this journey keeps giving. Introducing Inyanji's new fruity juice flavors, guava and cocktail. Now available at your nearest shop. Always ask for Inyanji.
Nyiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo agira umukamo mwinshi utunze inkwi, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byaragiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye